Yo, Joe! Oh, sorry, wrong channel. Welcome back, Bullet Catchers. This is Jeff, also known as Corporal Spectre. I'm here with another iteration of the little costume game. And so this time around, I went with some of the classic GI Joes from my childhood. Mine and Andy's most favorite is Duke. Just kidding. Andy's got some gripes with Duke, but he's my favorite character. So from the cartoons, that is. Anyway, um, what I did here was just created kind of the some of the more basic ones. So obviously Duke, and then we have over here Scarlet, Roadblock, and I went with Low Light because I figured that'd be kind of a cool, unique one to mess around with. So I'll go to the menu here and show you what all I did. So for Duke, I just went with his basic uh, original outfit, which is like rolled up sleeves on a khaki shirt, and then green pants and brown boots. And what I did here for his rack, because in the toy in the cartoon, he had this kind of over the shoulder strap that had grenades on it. This is kind of the closest version of it I could find here, and that was the Martin plate carrier. Um, and then for his pants, I went with those Cry G3 combat pants, and just gave him the olive drab color. And the boots were just the Oakley LSAs. Those are kind of like they gave kind of the closest look to those old school brown boots that they used to wear. I think maybe the Ranger ones would have been better, or the reinforced boots, but either way, that's what I chose to go with. And then, like I said, for the shirt, it was just the rolled up sleeve top, kind of the best, uh, closest thing I could do to capture it. And then as far as the weapons go, so from the cartoons, it wasn't like a real weapon. It was just kind of like a basic plasticky looking assault rifle, which I joked about when the army came out with these the Mark 17s, that whoever designed it had obviously grown up watching GI Joe because it looked very similar. So I just took the basic one and just used the stock sights on it, the fold up sights, and painted it a brown color. And then also the toy came with this weird looking machine gun, or like submachine gun looking thing. I wasn't really sure what it was looking back on it. So for this, for the this, I just made it the MP5 because that was kind of an old school weapon. I gave it the green color that the plastic was from the mold. And that's that for him. Now let's go over to Fury, of course, the female. So I made her Scarlet, and we'll take a little look at her. Um, yep, customize. There we go. So for her face, I just use basic Fury's face. Hair, I gave her the long ponytail. Obviously, scarlet hair, and her noticeably blue eyes from the cartoon. And for her outfit, I just went with the fourth echelon costume. This is kind of like she was in kind of like a unitard leotard sort of thing in the cartoon that was gray, but I figured something a little more up to date and tactical, and would be more along the lines of this fourth echelon kind of outfit. For the boots, I used the Under Armour Infill Ops boots, since she had cowboy boots on in the cartoon, which were not very tactical, but hey, they looked good when you're kicking ass. I guess, yeah, it's kind of the closest thing I could get to them as well. So then, and then gloves, I just gave her the armored soft gloves. Gave him a brown color too to match those kind of elbow high gloves that she was wearing with the 3 ninja stars on each one. And then her vest, again, this was kind of like the lightest looking one that I could find to sort of match kind of her agility and the lightweight movement she would be going for. Uh, Again, like in the cartoon, I believe she was wearing like kind of a beige khaki swimsuit sort of unitard over long leggings and a long sleeve undershirt. And then, yep, like I said, the top was the same. It was just the fourth echelon for that. And then, as far as her weapon, I just gave her the 805 Bren, just the kind of basic assault rifle. And then next we have Fixit, who I outfitted as Roadblock, and man, I gotta say this is kind of a damn fine job, if I do say so myself. So face, I think I just left as Fixit. Yep, gave him the goatee, shaved head, obviously, and his vest, I gave him the Safariland P1, which was perfect, especially when you can just camouflage it. That basically looks like what he wore in the cartoon, and in the on the action figure was just this kind of camouflage body armor, no shirt on underneath, sort of thing. And then gloves, I just gave him these the Blackhawk, whatever these were, the Solag gloves. I just figured those look like good beat down gloves for a good old fashioned body massage. And then reference to the PSAs, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And then the pants, I gave him the same. Oh, these are just the Fixit pants, which had like a nice extra pouch on the side there and a radio and whatnot. But basically looks the same as the ones I gave Duke with those built-in knee pads. And then I gave him just the old-fashioned Ranger boots, because in the comics they refer to him and Duke met while they were at Ranger School. They were instructors there, and that was kind of it. And I gave him, like I said, I just gave him a blank tank top underneath, camouflaged it woodland just in case it showed a little bit. And that's that for Fixit. Also, weapon I gave him was the Mark 48, because he was basically a squad automatic machine gunner, or a couple iterations showed him carrying a Mod Deuce, the M2 50 cal machine gun. I'll tell you, that's pretty unrealistic. I mean, I'm a small guy anyway, but nobody's carrying that thing, and certainly not firing it from the hip, as they've shown him in the cartoons or the comic books. And then finally we have Vasily. He was already the sniper, which is kind of what gave me the inspiration to go with low light for him. So kept his look the same. Obviously, he would have been. It depends on which iteration you're looking at. There was the original character had blonde hair, looked kind of curly underneath his watch cap, and but one of the later versions of the action figures that came out, he had black hair and a black beard, which was weird. So maybe that's his natural color and he just dyed it in the early 80s. But anyway, I digress. I didn't do much with the face, because you guys basically kind of know what he looks like. His hair would have been covered up by this watch cap that you have the option for anyway. And so, like I said, head protection was the wool. It was the wool driver cap rather than the beanie. I just thought it looked a little cooler and more kind of like you would see a sniper wearing back in the old style movies. And then his vest, I gave him a lightweight vest because he's a sniper, so it's the low profile chest rig. That way he can keep pretty well low in the prone. And then I've been invited to a party. Fingerless gloves, of course, because snipers always on their trigger squeeze need to make sure they can feel every ounce of pressure that they're putting on the trigger. So I just gave him these basic fingerless gloves. And for his pants, I gave him the high-tech infill infiltration pants, and I colored them with the dead leaves. I figured it's kind of a good all-around camouflage to use. It was the same on his top, which is, I just gave him the basic army jacket top. Again, the dead leaves color, because I figured it kind of blended in with a little bit of everything, whether it was urban, uh, in the brush or whatnot, and it had the gray color that he has in his original costume. And likewise, oh, his goggles, I remember they had like a red, the lens was what was red, but you can't really play around with that, so I just gave him a red frame around them to just, for nostalgia's sake. Obviously, if you're being tactical, you don't want anything bright colored that sticks out, especially if you're in a sniper position. And then just for shits and gigs, I gave him the sniper gnome patch. And that's about it for him. I'll go back to his boots real quick. Gave him as well the Under Armour Infill Ops boots. Just figured those were kind of sneaky, quiet boots to sneak around in. And so that covers that. His weapon, I gave him the Recon A1 just because it's a good combination of, range, but also, mobility. But that covers that. So those are all the Joes. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And check us out. And make sure to leave a comment and let us know what you're looking for, what kind of costumes you'd like to see in the future. If there's any Joes you want, especially, I plan to obviously counter the Joe team with a Cobra team. You've probably seen me in some of the other videos dressed up as a basic Cobra trooper. That was a pretty simple one to put together, but I could put together some of the other baddies, which I plan, like some of the ones with names. But again, like I said, check us out in Discord as well, and have a great day.